I know Binance is a global exchange, but I also know that there's a large market in Asia for Binance. So I'm curious, in terms of DeFi, are you seeing sort of new trends that's happening in Asia in particular that's worth mentioning?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things going on in Asia. I think DeFi was kind of hot in the US for a while because it's US has a stronger technology innovation framework, and but Asia is pretty active. Asia is very active when it comes to blockchain, cryptocurrencies, etc. So we do see a large number of projects that are either initiated or very popular in Asia. So, and we also see some copycats being done very quickly in Asia as well. So I think the community for DeFi projects are very large in Asia now, in China, Thailand, Southeast Asia, Singapore. So all of those places, they are very, very active. So I think in my mind, the DeFi really doesn't have a geographic separation. Anyone can write a smart contract and deploy it on the blockchain, and is accessible worldwide. So we do see this as a very global phenomena where people from all over the world are participating. So and also from given our interaction in the ecosystem from our investments, etc., we see that there's projects everywhere, and some of them are really strong. And this actually gives a previously not very well served entrepreneurial community, like especially in Asia, where the funding is not as strong as in the US. For example, the US have a lot of VCs. So we see that playing ground being more even out now. Yeah.
We talk about DeFi in Asia, and I think it's getting more popular in the past few weeks, especially. That's what I'm seeing, like a strong growth there. I know Binance started in China, but then was pushed out because crypto ban and everything. I guess it's like more like clarification, because I think I read a lot of news coverage in the past year, I would say, about where Binance relocated. So I'm just, curious, was just getting like a confirmation from you personally, like where is Binance, I guess, service based?
So we don't really. Binance we got away from the traditional company concept. So this is a question we get quite often: is where is Binance based? Like that's pretty hard to define today. Like we have team members in like 50, 60 different countries. And we offer our services in some regions and we block our services in some regions that don't really welcome us. So that don't really want to have centralized exchanges running. So, and our teams are spread out. So it's pretty difficult using the traditional concept of, hey, like where's Binance located, etc. And we are working really, really hard to make Binance more decentralized and more centralized. So I think hopefully, well, I think and this is also my view that in 10 years, Binance, like the decentralized exchanges, probably going to overtake centralized exchanges. And when that happens, we want to have a decentralized team working on the ecosystem, and less about a single company with headquarters, with offices, etc. So I think our mindset there is very different from traditional companies that have a headquarters based somewhere, etc.
That's interesting. So what about your server? Like it's just like not in a specific place, or I'm just curious.
So even the servers, we like the server architectures are very complex today for centralized exchanges. We have like CDN caching points in almost every almost every region, and this is actually a very unique problem for our centralized exchanges where. Before we need to serve all over the world with high speed and low latency. This is a problem that's not faced before. Like if you do social media, if you post a tweet and somebody sees that 30 seconds later, it's not an issue. But whereas if you're from some really remote region and you place an order and that gets to the exchange 30 seconds later, that's really, really bad. So we actually had to solve the problem of having fast access for people all around the world. And we have to have like servers and caching CDN networks and caching mechanisms for everywhere in the world. So we pretty much have servers all over the world. And so that also makes the problem of where's our server. It's not a single server sitting somewhere. And so this is we are probably one of the more decentralized organizations compared to any traditional company. But if we think about the blockchain, so like where is Ethereum ran? That's where's the server for Ethereum network? Where's the server for Binance Smart Chain? So those are pretty hard to answer questions. And where's Ethereum's headquarters? We don't really know. Where's Vitalik? He's probably in some country at one point, but he travels a lot as well. And does Vitalik represent his head office? Not really. So even though now I think Binance.com, especially the centralized exchange, is much more centralized compared to decentralized projects, but compared to traditional companies, we're really trying hard to move away from that model. And and I actually I think there's a very high chance we will be able to successfully move to a much more decentralized team. So yeah, so I mean, I don't, like, if you ask me where's Binance headquarters, I don't really know.